Greetings, students. So I want to take a few minutes to run through WileyPLUS with you. I've had several emails, people confused, and so let's go ahead and do this together very briefly. So again, you need to be in WileyPLUS. I can't assist you with that, which means if you have not been able to use your code for WileyPLUS to access their system here, you should be contacting them directly. So they have a live chat, they have a help information, they're very helpful. Students have told me that they've been able to access once they communicate with WileyPLUS. But that's the first step you need to do, is you need to get on to WileyPLUS, and you do that through connecting with them if your code is not working. Once you're in our classroom site, which is right here, then you will go ahead and click on to where it says Read, Study, and Practice. And when you click onto that tab, you're going to see iProfile. This is the only thing we'll be using in WileyPLUS, right? All of the nutrition courses at Delta use iProfile in WileyPLUS. It's required. So you will go ahead and click onto iProfile. When you do that, it kind of redirects you to a new screen. And you will go ahead and click on to this. And here we go. Here we are now in iProfile 3.1. So you're going to need to create your profile. That's the first thing. So how to use iProfile? Follow these steps. It's really simple. You're going to create your profile with your own height and weight and all that information. And then your second step is you're going to go ahead and start to use your food journal, right? By now, you should have already collected your data for 3 days of eating. So as detailed information as possible for 3 days. And here, when we click on our food journal, this is what it looks like. So let's go ahead and pretend or select a date and say that on Tuesday the 9th, I am recording what I ate for Tuesday the 9th. So I make sure to select the day that I recorded my information. And then over to the left side, I'm going to start to enter, starting off with the first thing I had in the morning, right? So let's say I had Cheerios for breakfast. So if I click on again, this is a very detailed data software system. And so you're going to find all kinds of Cheerios here, right? If you select the one that's appropriate for what you ate. And then make sure to be careful about what type of unit. So it is telling me that for Cheerios, I had 1 cup. So 1 cup of cereal, right? And so I click to my add to breakfast. And it starts off my journal. This is going to give me like a listing, a journal of everything I ate. So my next thing would be, okay, I had milk. Let's say I had fat-free milk with my cereal, right? So if I click onto fat-free milk, I'm going to choose right here, fat-free milk. And I am going to say, let's just pretend that maybe I had, instead of 8 fluid ounces, I had a little more, and I had 10 ounces of milk, right? And I click add that to my breakfast, and now I have my milk and my Cheerios. But let's say I threw in some fresh strawberries, right? So I threw in some strawberries into my cereal, and so I click here for just natural strawberries here. And remember, it's telling me that they are designating 1 cup, which, depending on the size of your strawberries, could be several strawberries, right? So you would need to either change that or change it to half a cup, right? Whatever your sizing is. And I add that to my breakfast. So now here I have for the 9th, I have a listing of my breakfast. And you will do this for all of your meals and your snacks and your liquid intake, your drinks, for 3 days. And you make sure to select the correct date for each of those 3 days there, right? Okay, so let's pretend, because I'm not going to sit here and enter 3 days worth of information, but let's pretend that I'm done. And I've done all of my 3 days of input. Now I want to start printing my reports. I go up here to where it says reports. And if I click on reports, right, it's going to bring me here. And so now what I want to make sure is that I've selected my start and end dates. So let's say I want to start there and I want to end, on the 9th there. So here's my 2 dates that I'm looking for, or my period. And now what I want to do is I'm going to print, or not print. In this case, I'm going to actually want to save to my computer, just because if you print your reports, you're then going to have to either scan them or you're going to have to take pictures of them to upload to us in Canvas or to me in Canvas. So let's say I want to go ahead and save them onto my computer. So what I'll do is, let's see. Number one, what is the first of the 3 journals I need to print for each of my 3 days? It is going to be my food journal summary. So I click on to food journal summary. And when I do that, remember here it's showing me the breakfast that I had, right? And so when I click onto that particular breakfast that I had, then if I go over here, I can click PDF. Let's see what happens here. Basically, it submitted a PDF for me, and if I click there, here is my food journal. Now again, your journal is going to be very long because it's going to have 3 days worth of hopefully 3 meals plus snacks, so it's going to be pretty long. So that is my food journal summary, and I think I have one here from, you know, a full day, 3 days worth. So this is what you should be looking for, right? It's going to look like this. This is going to be your you know, your different journal summary. So here we have your journal summary. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and, go back here and get to my second report. So if I go ahead and go back to where I was, and here's my reports over here on the left-hand side, looking at your paper, the next one you need to print or to download or print is your intake compared to the DRI. So it's kind of like, what are you compared to the recommended averages there? So intake compared to DRI. I click on that one. And then again, I'm going to see my information here, and I'm going to click PDF. And again, if I click onto that, it's going to show me my report for that day. Okay. All right, back to iProfile for my third report. So the third report is called a single nutrient. Click on single nutrient. And then you have to go down here and pick which nutrient do we want. And the one that we're interested in here is sodium. I think you'll be blown away to see what your sodium levels are, for most of us at least. So I'm looking for sodium, and here it is. So I click onto sodium down here on the left side, and then I go back over to my PDF. I click PDF, and I get my sodium. Okay, so these are 3 reports now that I can go ahead and I can download to my computer or print them out. However, those are 3 reports for 1 day. So you're going to want to make sure that you have 9 reports total, because remember, we did a 3-day diet. So you should have 3 days of reports, but 3 reports for each day for a total of 9. And then when you download them, you know, if you click download, it's going to ask you where you want to save them, what you want to title it. And as I said, I would like something like your last name with day 1. And then you could put food summary, you know, your last name with day 1 DRI, your last name with day 1 sodium. And that would help to really clarify which report this is when you're uploading those reports. So this was just kind of a brief, quick run through to assist those of you who are, you know, working on this diet study analysis. I think you'll be really intrigued when you actually see your own reports and look at what's going on with that nutrient breakdown, and see if we need to kind of be concerned about anything there. All right, guys.